So, ready to push this bad boy back in. Fuel lines, I'm gonna probably tuck up here somewhere just because they're kind of just dangling for now. It's not a good spot, and then it's gonna run to the fuel pump right here. Other than that, I think everything is buttoned up, tightened down, and I'm gonna kind of have it in this position, and then I'm gonna end up lowering the car on the motor. So hopefully I'm not missing anything.
Why is he standing like that though?
You like the fit? Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Seriously. So right now he's just tightening the fuel line. He's thinking.
I don't like this fuel line trash.
He doesn't know. He thinks it's trash.
Here goes nothing. So the motor is in underneath, not in yet. Motor has to go up and mate with the transmission. I'm gonna jack the motor up, but I'm also gonna jack the car down because the car is really high. So I lowered the motor a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the car. Definitely gotta be careful. I have jack stands underneath. I'm gonna lower the motor even more so then I can kind of just jack it up so I don't hurt it while the car is coming down. Adjusting the jack stands a little bit. Perfect. So I'm gonna see if I can jack the motor high enough to where it will be with the transmission. Whew. Sliding in. Give you guys a quick. This is what I'm seeing from underneath. There's a transmission. Oh, there's a transmission. There's the bolt that needs to go in there. Everything's pretty level. I might pick up the trans here. Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of up and down. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to raise the motor, raise the trans, basically level it out until I get it to where they're square, and then I should be able to jack them both up or lower the car at a time once it's kind of square. So let's keep it going and see what happens. So engine bolts, main ones are in, transmission's tightened up, everything's looking money. Shout out to the father-in-law. He helped me out, crank those down. Basically, we have to reconnect fuel pump, all the wires, and I'm gonna go ahead and change the sump gasket underneath as well. So I'm gonna undo and drop this jack here. Should be freeing up, and just like that, motor's flying. And that looks good too. I'm gonna go ahead and jack the car back up, change that sump gasket, fill it with oil, and then I'm gonna start putting all this stuff back together. So I'm draining the oil once again, and I just got all the bolts off of this sump cover, and yeah, cracked it open a little bit. Gonna let it leak. There's a screen in there too, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. I'm gonna clean the screen, replace the gaskets, and reinstall. Oil looks pretty good, so let's keep going. So anyone interested to see what it looks like under there, there's one of the gaskets. It's old and crusty. I don't know how long it's been since someone changed this, but definitely has no rigidity texture to it. Ooh, so I'm gonna go ahead and degrease any residual that I forgot about, and then go ahead and fill up the rest of the oil. And yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to make it to a car wash. That's probably like a minute that way at 7 o'clock. So I have a half hour to kind of clean it up, get the wheels on, and drop this bad boy down. Hopefully it starts right up with no problems. Here's a little quick at the after. Got most of it. There's some little dark spots that I can't really get that good. I need a better brush, but it's gonna be good to check for any leaks or anything that happens later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and top off the oil. So I topped off the filter up to that level right there. I'd say it's about almost to that line. It's hard to see with the flash on, but you can see down there. that's where I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna go ahead and check the oil. Probably gonna put the wheels on and lower it centered so that it's basically level to check the oil that way. So getting close. Here goes nothing. She has landed. So right now I added about 4 quarts. I know I at least need 4.2. So I'm gonna add that. But you need to basically measure it when it's operating temperature. So I'm just gonna add a tiny bit. So I charged the battery a little bit right after work, so hopefully we have some juice. Plugged up the battery just now. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn the key, see if the fuel pumps are working, and attempt to crank it and start it. So fuel pump is priming. The main thing I'm worried about is the valve covers leaking because they're just known to leak once it builds pressure. I'm not too worried about it since I'll basically try to tighten those clamps or upgrade the valve cover gaskets. Everything looks good. I don't see any leaks. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fire it up. So the battery might be fried. So I'm still gonna go ahead and have to adjust the valves as well. So this is just gonna be a pretty short drive, literally a minute away. Should be fine for that. So far I see no visible leaks, no visible problems. Go ahead and check the oil one more time. Try number 2. Let's see what happens. No luck right now. Kind of sucks, but I'm gonna try it again. Man. Well, I didn't tighten the canister, so I got oil. Oh, of course. Dang. Of course. That's a fail on my part. I'm gonna go ahead and give it another go. See how much oil came out. I'm gonna try to use some jumper cables, see what happens. So, got the car hooked up, see if juice was the problem. It felt like it wanted to start up a few times, so let's see what happens. I'm almost 100% sure this timing is off. Jeez. So I adjusted the distributor a little bit and it definitely helped, but everything sounds super good. It sounds a little rough. But he's running good. The oil's burning. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in that oil switch and see if anything changes. Not bad. Just after loosening a little bit, here's 4 thousandths on the intake. So I loosened this one as well too, so it feels pretty good. And this one's done. 4 thousandths on the intake. carburetor is off. I'm gonna have them gone through and rebuilt. So yeah, hopefully this is gonna cure the funky idle issue and just overall help this thing run prime.
The carburetor's torn apart. This one has a significant issue. If you watch, I can get movement. This actually means the butterflies are worn in the housing here, and that's why you can't get to idle with the dam. So you're going to need some new butterflies.
So that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. As you can see, I dropped the carbs off at Tom. He ended up going through them and rebuilding them. It looks super nice. He was able to put 2 new kits on. He put the new butterfly valves on, so there's no more play in that shaft. Everything's gonna open up evenly and allow even fuel and air to come in both sides. In the next episode, we're gonna install the carbs, make sure we got a good base tune, have Tom come out, adjust the idle mixture a little bit, make sure the carbs are running as best as possible, make sure the timing is correct, and I'm gonna double check the valves as well, just in case, make sure everything is correct. Everything's gone through. I got new fuel filters on the fuel line, so there's nothing, no bad fuels coming through. I'm gonna fill a little bit more fuel in because it's a little bit low right now. And yeah, that's about it. Next week, I'm gonna schedule a photo shoot with T-Fizz. Gonna get some nice professional photos for the Bring a Trailer listing. Been working on this thing a lot. I definitely have other projects in mind and other things I need to spend my time on. So it's gonna be sad to let it go, but it's gonna be nice to see what it goes and what it brings. Definitely would like to get one of these in the future when I have my own place and have more time to work on them. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, any suggestions you may have. If you enjoy the videos, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's keep this thing rolling. As always, guys, be blessed and be superish.